Hello everyone, this is Dragothien here. Welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms video. Today we're going to be talking about something that will change the way rallies and garrisons are done in Rise of Kingdoms. To me, this is borderline exploit, game mechanics usage. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I'm not sure if this is going to get patched immediately, but this to me will change the game going forward in KVK and quite possibly in Ark of Osiris, although it's a little different. Stay tuned, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Alright guys, what we're talking about is taking advantage of game mechanics on the fringe of exploit. To me, in my opinion, this is so devastating that it's going to change the way that Rise of Kingdoms is played, in my opinion. I haven't really seen this done to this extent. I've seen people use Tarmir to do debuffs on rallies and garrisons and stuff, and that's fine. We've known that for quite some time. But what I'm about to show you, here's the debuffs that you can put on a garrison or a rally with the setup that I'm about to show you. So negative 30% attack, negative 20% normal attack damage, negative 25% defense, 5 to 15% health and defense reduction, 3 to 45% skill damage taken increase, negative 100 rage, negative 40% reduced skill damage, 30% damage taken increase, negative 40% healing received, and an additional 30% attack reduction and 30% defense reduction. This is also not including dagger and web, which could also decrease health and defense by up to 15 and 12% respectively, plus silent trial, which could give another reduction to your rage. Okay, so again, this kind of spawned off of me thinking about different ways to do better during rallies and garrisons, especially when we're talking about high end, because when we're talking about full proc set garrison versus full proc set rally, a lot of times it depends on the either side's ability to reinforce better, to have the field, etc. Well, this is a way where you can, at no cost to you, or one T1 troop at a time, I guess is the cost, but who cares about that, do all those debuffs to your target consistently. So here's the deal. Here's what we're going to do. There's 5 marches here on the screen. As you can see, I've got GuanAttila. Don't use these on the field. Don't use these in battle. Use it for this purpose only, and I guarantee you, you're going to get better results. I've done it on rally reports. I will show you the rally report on how they worked. I don't have all of these set up for it, but the ones that I have set up for it did proc off, and it went on the battle report of the target rally that I did it on. So we're going to go through that. So first off, we have GuanAttila, we have ChandraSuleiman, we have Tarmir and Nebu, we have Cyrus and Tamar of Georgia. We also have Minna with Ragnar. Now, why do I have these commanders on the screen for you? Well, again, like I mentioned earlier, Tarmir is a well-known one where if you throw Tarmir with one troop at a rally or a garrison, it will increase their skill damage taken by 3% instantly. It doesn't have to proc. It doesn't have to be hitting the target. It's a 100% chance to proc off. If you send one troop at your target, it will get that. And if you can time it correctly with your alliance mates, you can do the stacks without taking any damage, because if you have one right after the other, right after the other, right after the other, it will start to stack up to 5, 6, 7, 10. I think the highest we ever got it to was 12 during our last 9/16 KVK during our past rallies and garrisons, etc. So that can be done. What I want to do is take that a step further. And again, this needs to, I mean, if I'm being honest, this needs to be fixed. This needs to be changed, because if a cohesive, really tight-knit fighting alliance can get this sorted out, this is devastating. This is going to devastate whatever you do it to, whether it's a rally or whether it's a garrison. Now, the first one, the first preset here, GuanAttila, is for garrison only. So whether it's a city or whether it's a stronghold, being a pass, a fort, a flag, etc., it's got to be a structure, okay? GuanAttila's debuffs only apply to structures, not to open field marches. But let's go through these really quick, and I'm going to show you what we're talking about here. So on Guan, His second skill says, when attacking cities and strongholds, troops led by this commander deal 15% increased normal attack damage. That's not the important part. The important part is, and their normal attacks have a 10% chance to reduce the target's attack by 30% for 3 seconds. Now we know these are all passive. These are all passive that I'm about to show you, so you don't need to sit there and generate rage to make these debuffs work. If you do that on top of everything else, it's even worse. So say you put 20,000 troops into a march and just get enough to fire off one skill. There's way more possibilities than what I'm about to show you, and I'll probably go through that as well and see what it would take to make that happen as well, because this is already devastating. It's going to be even worse. But this is for a structure only negative 30% attack right off the bat. Again, it's a 10% chance, so it's not going to happen every time, but you need to be doing this with multiple people. Have multiple people be sending these marches back to 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 back, and these will fire off. Okay, and not only that, they will refresh the previous ones that procced off, so it just consistently keeps going and going and going. Attila's second skill here, and have a 10% chance each turn to reduce enemy garrison's troop defense by 25% for 3 seconds when attacking strongholds and cities. That's the reason I have Guan and Attila together, because this is for strongholds and cities only. Okay, the other 4 slots work for everything. Okay, whether it's a stronghold in a city or if it's a rally. Okay, if it's a rally, you don't want to be using the Guan and Attila march, because it won't do anything, because you're not attacking a stronghold or a city. I hope that jives with what you're understanding. Number 2, I have Chandra and Suleiman, our brand new legendary commander that just came out. Devastating. Okay, watch this. With Chandra, we have his third skill, Arthashastra, health and defense reduction, 50% chance to cast that off, 5% each, and can stack up to 3 times. That's where the 5 to 15% health and defense reduction came into play. Again, these are all passives, so whichever one is better will override each other. So I had a couple attack bonuses on here. I had a couple defense bonuses on here. There's only one health bonus on here, or health debuff, I should say, on here. So that won't get overwritten, but the defense may get overwritten by, again, say, Attila with a negative 25% defense debuff, if you understand what I'm saying. These will stack if you have multiple people sending Chandragupta to the target, and again, just hitting them off one after the other. You could have at least 5 each at any given time, up to 15%. With Suleiman, the Siege of Vienna, again, this part only applies to strongholds and cities, okay? Unfortunately, not going to apply to the rally, but that's just the way it is. Attacks have a 10% chance of reducing the normal attack damage and skill damage of the target by up to 20% each for each attacking when attacking cities or strongholds. So again, only applying to structures. Third one, again, we understand Tamir's 4th skill and how that works. 100% chance to add a negative 3% skill damage taken stack to your target, meaning they will take 3% more skill damage if a skill is procced during the debuff. Again, you can use this right now effectively to stack up multiples. So you have negative 10%, negative 12%, negative 15%, negative 21%, however many stacks you can get up to, right? But also, for the Sun from Tamir's has a 10% chance to decrease the target's defense by 30% for 3 seconds. This is another debuff that can proc when you're doing the one troop method here that I'm talking about. Not just the debuff to the skill damage, but a 30% defense debuff that can also proc. Now also we have Nebu here. So Destroyer of Karchemish. Troops led by this commander deal increased damage, and each normal attack has a 10% chance to reduce the target's rage by 100 rage when you have it maxed out. This is only level 2 right now on the commander that I've got right now in front of you, but maxed out, this is negative 100 rage, and it can trigger once every 3 seconds. That doesn't apply, but you can continue to do that with multiple people, and I don't think there's actually a 3-second timer on it if multiple people are triggering that number. Also, again, throwing a silent trial on here has the possibility of going ahead and taking 50 rage away as well. 4th pairing, I have Cyrus and Tamar of Georgia. Cyrus's 3rd skill here, it's a little funny to look at, but let's read it together. Normal attacks gain a 10% chance to deal additional damage over time for 3 seconds. That's not the important part. The important part is, while the damage over time is in effect, the target deals 40% reduced skill damage. That is huge. That is huge. This effect can trigger at once every 5 seconds. Again, if multiple people are doing this, I would be curious to see if this is a permanently applied thing that could possibly be triggered back to back to back to back. Not 100%, but this lasts for 3 seconds. That's nothing to sneeze at, especially once the skill cycles are going. It's usually a 5 or 6 second window there between skill cycles going off, so you can easily proc this at the right time and it will debuff the skill damage that target is doing by 40%. That is huge. That is absolutely massive. By itself, that's a reason to max Cyrus. We also have Tamar, another really good one here. Normal attacks have a 10% chance to reduce the target's attack by 30% for 3 seconds. Same thing as with Attila, but only for strongholds. This is for everything, okay? Now finally we have Minna and we have Ragnar. Minna's 4th skill, Warlord, 10% chance to increase, this is huge, 10% chance to increase damage taken by the target by 30% for 3 seconds. This effect can only trigger once every 5 seconds. Again, we need to see if that can stack up. Ragnar, another great skill here, 2nd skill. Attack is increased by 20%. Normal attacks have a 10% chance to reduce the target's healing effects by 40% for 3 seconds. This effect can also trigger once every 5 seconds. So again, we stack all those debuffs up. I mean, you're talking about completely nerfing. Talking about completely nerfing your target, whether it's a rally or a structure. If you can organize your alliance or your coalition or whatever, right, to have these 5 army presets set up, if you throw this at a fort, at a pass, at a flag, whatever, all of them will apply. If you throw this at a rally, 7 out of the 10 of these will apply. Okay? Unbelievable. Unbelievable the amount of debuffs that you could throw at. And then again, this is me with 1 person doing this. If you have 5 people doing this, the chances of you proccing at least some of these every single time are far greater. Just on this report alone, I just did it as a test and I didn't have everything set up exactly the way I wanted it. This is against a rally, so only a few of them applied because I don't have some of the skills that I showed you actually activated because I haven't ranked them up skill wise. But the ones that I did have activated procced off fairly regularly. As you can see, I was throwing my marches at the rally. Look at all these different ones against Captain Sloomy. Limpy Nips was a rallying Captain Sloomy with an Attila Takeda against a Zenobia YSS. And again, I just threw all my marches at this rally, and I'm going to show you a few of the times where it procced off so I can show you exactly what I've been talking about. Okay, firstly here we obviously have the 4th skill from Tamir's proccing off. It's a 100% chance. It's guaranteed to happen every single time you do this. And again, 100% chance to increase the 3% skill damage that the target takes. That procced off obviously right off the bat. Okay, on this one, Warlord was procced on Minamoto. Here you go. Normal attacks have a 10% chance to increase damage taken by the target for 30% for 3 seconds. That popped off right on this target. And again, if I hit the next one, I hit the turn 2, it actually shows it right over here to the left. Damage taken 32%. So you already had 2% on the first turn. So the next 3 seconds, the target had 3 turns of skill, or of just all damage taken increased by 30% because of that 1 troop that I sent to the rally. As you can see on this one, here we procced off the skill from Nebuchadnezzar. Each normal attack has a 10% chance to reduce rage by up to 100, but this one again, I only have it for 40 because it's not fully leveled up. But as you can see here in the middle, our side lost 40 rage. And when it says our side, this is from the actual rallier. I had him send me the report of me attacking him so I could get this data for you guys. So thank you again to Limpy Nips from 258 Tilda for giving me this report so I can show you what I did and why it was so bad on the report. And as you can see, I did Warlord again. It procced off twice. This is after the 2nd cycle, so it actually did it back to back for me. Again, if you have more than 1 person doing this, this should basically be on almost all the time. 30% damage taken. It's huge. That's massive against a target that you're trying to destroy, whether it's a rally or a structure. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it's been helpful for you all. I don't know what to say about this. I'm kind of hoping they fix this. it seems way overpowered for what you have to give up, and it seems like it also needs very minimal organization. I mean, we already have done skill damage debuff squads in 916 when it comes to using the Tamir deal, debuffing your target and stacking up those skill damage taken debuffs on it. All of those skills that I went over are debuffs to the target. So again, it's not something that applies to the march. It applies to whatever that is hitting. So again, if you're hitting the rally with these marches, the rally will take those debuffs and receive the damage from the garrison with those stats in mind. Same thing for garrisons and strongholds. If you're sending these to a garrison or stronghold, the rally that's attacking that structure will take advantage of those negative debuffs because it's a debuff to the target. It's not a buff to your march that you're sending. So again, I hope that makes sense to everybody. But again, I really hope they fix this. So hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's been helpful. Let me know in the comment section below if you've already been doing something like this, or if you've been doing it partially but not quite to this extent. Or I haven't really seen this in any of the major KBKs. I've seen Tamir all day. I've seen Minamoto on the occasion, but I've never seen it to this extent. I wanted to go full in on this and see what it would look like, and to me, this is devastating and could break the game. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you haven't hit the sub button or the like button yet, please make sure that you do. And I hope to see you guys next time. Cheers. Have a good one and take care.